Right back. We've been gone for a week. We give you not about a week, but probably like a couple days. But you know what I'm saying? We had shit to upload for you to keep you going, to hold you off until we can get this marathon going. So now it's time to take off. We're gonna bring out a whole bunch of new level information here coming out soon. What's up, Cherry Bay? Hey, shout out everybody in the building, man. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. We back to crack heads and twist caps with another one. Has the conscious community failed us? It's the name, it's the question. And yes, because they didn't give a dang about the children. The children right now, the children, they ain't gonna make it unless they can sit behind a computer and push buttons. They ain't no working. The last of the working class, to me, it's the 90s babies. The 2000, you got a few 2000 babies. They just inherited the hustle gene or the go get gene, the go getter gene, and they might have got lucky in the 2000s. You got a few, but for the most part, the last working class is into the 90s. The nine after the 90s, man. I'm telling you, these kids don't want to do nothing. They don't want to do no job. They don't got no brains or intelligence to start their own shit. They gonna suffer. And so, has the conscious community failed us? Yes, because they still coming out with religion. Now it's different perspectives on that. Some people say, "Oh yeah, well we needed religion," but these people, to me, they missing perspectives. Why? Because you got to keep in mind this wasn't about no religion. They brought that to they gave us a belief system and faith while they hold their hand out and say, "Now give me your gold." That's what this about. This is the and shout out happy Memorial Day to my people, my military guys. You know what I'm saying? The people, our fallen soldiers. My favorite guys is the SEALs. Shout out to my SEALs, my fallen SEALs. I like the SEALs because they mean business. You know, we ain't gonna talk too much on that, but yeah, we can get into the Spanish Inquisition Army for you Moors out there that think y'all. Oh yeah, what he represent? Yeah, because we in a way it's a lot of perspectives on that. But we'll get into that. You know, DC, we already know DC, Vatican. We can make the connections for you. The three stars. You know, but we're gonna talk. We're talking about have the conscious community failed us, and we say yes. Why? Because for the most part, they just arguing with each other. They've been arguing with each other. Oh, and it's mostly about they arguing over religion. Oh, Islam, let's debate against a Christian, and a Christian debates against a Judaism guy. And then now these Judaism guys that stepped out to start calling themselves black, keyword, which is the adjective, Hebrews, which is really an oxymoron. There's no such thing as a black Hebrews, really, because black is not even a race. It's not a nationality. It's not nothing but an adjective. So it's not even a noun. So black Hebrews would be oxymoron, or it only supposed to go in the same sentence. Keep that in mind. And this ain't no shot at my black Hebrews. It's just truth. Hey, shout out my big bro Artun Ray. Shout out big bro Artun Ray. Right? And yo, so we ain't gonna get into that. We ain't gonna pick and poke at no the guys, because we all on the same team, really. When you realize it. We all one collective conscience. At least that's how we supposed to move. I might double back and do that zoo type tape too, because we got to go on over some stuff on that about the zoo types and about how we moved as a herd or as like elephants, they move all in one pack or one in a herd. And the way they eat is they all the big ones will be around, and then the little ones be in the middle, right? Now it's always like Mark Brady used to say, one that scraggles off because he don't want to eat with the pack. He want to eat by himself, and then he the one that went outside of the fence, so to say, and he's the one that get eaten by the carnivores, because you got carnivores and herbivores. The herbivores If you watch how elephants move, or these not necessarily deers, or these elk, these ones with the horns in Africa, how they move in a pack, and how they survive is by sticking together, right? But then you got carnivores, they survive on hunting together. They'll hunt together, and then when they make the kill, they'll fight over the food. These carnivores. To part two of the double-headed edge tape. The double-headed edge tape. Or the double-headed eagle tape. Hey, I don't think I even got a part one on that. You talking on my page? We can go in on it, on a double-headed eagle. They stole that from ancient Kemet. You gotta keep in mind, all this is stolen. And then, not to mention, they don't want to tell you over here, this was ancient Kemet too. They don't let alone mention that part. Now, when you started digging up ancient Egyptian artifacts in Philadelphia and in the Grand Canyon and all over the West Coast, and the Smithsonian Institute sit there and cover this up. No, you don't want to get into that. Or when you show the real people that was over here, and then show the people in Africa, like the Afar people, and then you show the Shoshone, and then you say, damn, what these people look like. You can see the resemblance. I mean, you can see the connection. Or you show the Shinnecox and the Watusis, and you say, oh yeah, well, I can see the connection here, right? Because it's mirror tribes. But what was supposed to happen is, and we're gonna get into, have the conscious community fail us, because the conscious community is still stuck in the same it's still stuck in the same years. Like when they first started. They started out arguing on religion, they still arguing over religion. Right now, to this very day, they on the corner, oh Jesus, and oh Muhammad, and oh Allah, and all these, they arguing with each other over some Inky and Enlil shit. We already figured it out, y'all already. They still behind. Why they ain't arguing over all the Anunnakis and some other extraterrestrial beings, something going in, then some niggas say, oh yeah, we don't want to go out of space. We ain't trying to. So yeah, we dealing with them type too, because they really they don't come from above. They ain't no L's. The L's came down. The bays was already here, right? Now some dirty L's. That was 200 niggas. They were L's too. You see what I'm saying? Go read the book of Enoch for you biblical guys. I mean, for you, you guys that study spiritual scripture. Go read the book of Enoch again and see that them boys had L's on the end of their name. Azazilla, L. Go look up some of them names, man. They had the L. They were the Moors. They were the Moors who came down and showed these people how to build pyramids. They were the ones. These 200 fallen show niggas how to build pyramids. Besides, and keep in mind, Tahuti was part of this DNA of these beings. Tahuti was part of that DNA, because the Draconian Inky was part Draconian, right? And then the Naga beings, and then so it's different types of reptilians, right? It's the Nomos. Then you got the Leviathan priesthood, who was a part of the come out of the Nagas, and then you got the Draconian reptilians, and they got their priesthood. Then you got humanoid reptilians. It's like 18 different types. Bible says it's in the holy tablets, about 8, but it's more than that now, because as time then went on, they did more genetical experiments and upgrades so that they can incorporate themselves into Earth dimension. Yeah, they left the book of Enoch out because they didn't want you to figure out. Yeah, well, why if these Moors say they got the L and they L this and L that, then these 200 fallen niggas got L on their name too. So it must be some kind of connection. And then you go read the Bible and you see Michael, Gabriel, you know what I'm saying? Raphael. You see all these names with the L on the end. So the L's came down. The base is already here. I'm telling you. And the first start of these dirty Moors goes back to Baal, Enlil's son. His name was Adad. That dude there was the dude that started that priesthood called the Baphomet, so that they can herd the people. It's called that because he got a contract to herd 144,000. I'm telling you, man, Baal. And they mention them in the Bible. They say they worship the ways of Baal. Cain went in the ways of Baal. Who Baal they talking about? Baal was a god, a Lord God. So sometime in your Bible, when you're reading Lord God, you can see it be talking about a whole bunch of different people. But if you talk to an average Bible guy, he say, "Oh yeah, that's Jesus." You know, that's if they say Lord God anywhere, that got to be Jesus, man. Ain't nobody else but Jesus doing that. Yeah, man, these people are way behind. See, linguistics is how they got us. Linguistics and condentations and way you read and study and read words and they don't teach us everything, man, in school, man. The Spanish Inquisition, the Pope, and the Pope bow down to somebody to our Nana. They got our Nana chair over there sitting up high to make sure, like Rod said, no man accidentally sit in it. They got it so many feet off the ground, more than 7 foot off the ground, and they hoping nobody sit in it. Just be stupid enough to climb up in there, up that way. So who running it? Who running the show? If the Pope say he the guy, if the Pope the guy, and like I pointed out, why ain't nobody pointing out? Somebody probably already pointed it out. Well, they did point it out, but they ain't promoting it. Why is this Pope wearing the fish hat? Why is this Pope? Why fit Christians ride around with a fish on the back of their car? And then why Jesus or Yahshua, for you niggas that like don't like Jesus, right? Why would he bend down, or why would he use 2 fish and a loaf of bread? You mean tell me he fed 5,000 people with 2 fish and a loaf of bread? Y'all believe that? He must gave them all just a little bitty slice. He gave them just a little piece of a little slice. Man, he cut that 2 fish. He cut 2 fish 5,000 ways. He had to. That's the only way he fed 5,000 with 2 fish. This is all riddles they giving you. The Masons giving you riddles. The 2 fish is dealing with Piscean age. It's dealing with this the sun cycle coming in, and it's dealing with Piscean. That's what it's doing. He didn't feed on 5,000 men. Come on, man. Y'all believe this? That's what we're trying to tell you. This ain't. They study sending this conscious community study trying to sell you this abracadabra shit and this with this religion, and they ain't giving you okay. Yeah, well, what was that all about? That's some amazing. A lot of it. A lot of the New Testament is Masonic jargon as far as astronomy, for their astronomy and esoterical information. It's like Masonic jargon. And they really stole that shit from us in ancient Kemet. The sun traveling around, they stole it out the Dendorian calendar, made it into the 12 disciples, all that. The 12 disciples is the 12 zodiacs. They know this in these killer clowns know this information. They get trained this information. That's how they work their way up, because it used to be you got to be a 32nd degree Freemason to be a Shriner. Now let me show you. Watch me, knock, bump him for his face. Crooked man walking on the edge. I'm talking about the double-headed eagle. Well, they go right there. Crooked man walking on the edge. Hey, Big Mama's house, pull up in the back. Cut the music down, got the lace in the lag. Them niggas know who I am. So that they got to my brother. Telling you. Yeah, so where was I? We these guys know the jargon, man. So what they doing? They up in there still trying to be preachers. It's still preachers and pastors. But now they call themselves. They might switch to rabbi, captain this, general this, and they still talking religion. And the government don't like them neither. The government don't like them neither though, because they militant. See, they don't. So they kind of got the Black Panther. They already was scared of the Black Panthers. You already saw what happened to them. So they when they see you marching and this and that, but the only thing that's sparing them if they don't see them with no guns. Black Panthers had guns. See, if they don't see them guns, they talking religion. They kind of, but you know, the Most High work in mysterious ways. Maybe he, you know, this thing is going on too with it. But I'm just saying, when I say the Most High, I'm talking about our Father. So some of that shit is right. It's just that they mixed you up with a lot of shit they said that Jesus did. It was astronomy. It was something they took from astronomy. And what he really was doing, like one of the first miracles he did, he was turning water into wine. They do that in jail right now. They make hooch punch toilet bowl wine out of water, out of toilet bowl water. These niggas turning toilet bowl water into wine in jail. You gotta keep in mind, some of your most high powered alchemists is in jail. They can draw your face down to the bump, right? They can draw you give them a picture of your mother that your mother sent you, and then they draw your mother from down to the bump, and then tat it on you with you know, a makeshift you know, tattoo gun they made up inside of jail out of you know, a piece of clothes hanger and some more shit. I'm telling you, most high power alchemist is in jail. This ain't about no shit. So the water and the wine wasn't no like Jesus had this power where he called down from God and God gave him a power to touch some water and it turned into nah, that's bullshit. Stop selling my people that. That's bullshit. You know what he did? He moonshined. He brewed beer. They doing it right now. They got all these companies selling you beer. They doing at Jesus turning water into wine and selling it to you in the store. But they don't want to tell you you could do it yourself. That's what the game is. They don't want you. But Jesus tried to tell niggas that. They left that part in there where he said, "Oh, you're gonna do better than me. You know, you're gonna do greater than I do." You know, try to tell niggas that. That's the first miracle, turning water into wine. Yeah, all that. But you can't tell people that Jesus was a real nigga. You can't tell people that, but because they get offended that Jesus was a real nigga. I'm talking about for real, for real. Yeah, really with it. You know what I'm saying? They can't tell you that. You know, the next thing he did, another thing he did, the walking on water part is the astronomy part that they add in. Where when we used to go down to the Nile River in the morning to watch the sun rise from the east, the Oriental, right? That's where the word Oriental come from the sun or horizon, Haru, all that, right? We used to watch this sun come over the water, and then they say, "Oh yeah, well the sun walks on the water." So that part got added in to some like they want to make. They had to make him this guy. They got to sell you the magic, this conjure. They got to sell you the conjure. This the conjure is a thing, but it's not that, right? So that's what they get the water walking on water part, and then another part. Now another part that really did happen that Joshua did turn water into wine. That's moonshining. And another miracle that he did do, well, they call it miracles of magic. If you don't like you, you know what I'm saying? If it's a miracle, they like you. But if they don't like you, magic and you a sorcerer or you a witchcraft guy or you know what I'm saying? That's what the Spanish Inquisition is all about. So the one part he did sew a man's ear back on, right? Because they still on that right now in the hospital. They call them stitches. Well, Imhotep had already introduced that back in ancient Kemet a long time ago. And the being you calling Joshua went to school there from 12 years old and up. And they talk about that in your book. They give you that part. And he learned how to turn water into wine in ancient Kemet because they was already doing it. They was already brewing beer for the Pharaoh with using grapes and fruits and this and that. They had different types. They had honey wine, all kind of wines. But Jesus learned how to do it. And it was alchemy. Chemistry is what another word that they try to, if they like you, they call it chemistry. Or they give you a job as a chemist, and you really an alchemist. So they give you a job as an alchemist or a chemist if they like you. So that's so sewing a man ear on, you can do it. You get needle and thread, and you can sew a man. They do it in the military all the time when in battle. They sew people stuff back on if they can get to it, you know, and they survive. So these are a lot of those things that were happening. Some of it would really happen, and then some of it they added the part. Like I was telling people on the last tape, when these French attacked the Haitians, because we're always talking about the Haitian migration, right? But when these French came over to attack the Haitians or anybody that was on the land, because this is the Spanish Inquisition. Because anybody ain't telling you that part, they might be gaming. They ain't telling you this all sent back to the Pope setting up his game plan in 1476, 1478, when they shook hands in Timbuktu with the dirty Moors. And then they came over here talking about we were savages and we were doing this and that. They rewrote the whole storyline like we were savages. And we was just over here just minding our own business. You know what I'm saying? They just came to take our shit. It was way more complex than that. They ain't just come over here and take it. They worked their way in. You know what I'm saying? Through the vine. They tied themselves into the vine. Come in to mix in with us to get that one drop of blood so they could take our land. That's what this is about. You know what I'm saying? The one drop of blood to take our land. And we were so nice. We didn't give a damn about really them sharing the land with them. Come on over. We can work together. That's how we was. But they want to know. They saw how nice we was. And keep in mind, nice turned out to be stupid. That's what it means, really. Stupid. You know what I'm saying? Because you trust the snake. We trust the snakes. And they bit us in the back. You know what I'm saying? Turn us into, crayons, pretty much. We got to talk like that. What up, folks? Hit that like, hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. But to go back to what we were saying, the conscious community ain't, if you're coming in now, the topic is, has the conscious community failed us? The Noble Drew Ali should be one of the number one talked about guys, but you got guys that go out the distance, and them guys way behind, man. I'm telling you, if you down with your ancestors, and it says honor your ancestors, let your days be cut short. Your mother and your fathers, let your days be cut short. So if you ain't down with Noble Drew Ali, you ain't down with your ancestors, because Noble Drew Ali was part of the ancient mystic order of Melchizedek, and he was son as some universal energy to help us out. And keep in mind, the L's hover, and the L's sometimes come down. And when they come down, because we knew that they was gonna do it. Elijah Muhammad said it. He said a riddle. He said that the L's and the master teacher said it. That the L's, they knew that something was gonna happen eventually. And so they made preparations to stop this devil before he can, destroy the earth or something like that, right? Because Elijah Muhammad was saying it in the sense of the mother plane. And then Baba went farther to say, oh, yeah, these L's, they hover, right? They are chose to hover. And what he's talking about is a city that's mentioned of in the Injil, Revelations, for you guys that don't know what the Injil is. This is nice. Yeah, it's nice turn out to be stupid. It's real. I'm telling you. As in the Nicene Council, the Nicene Council. But I know we all over the place, but you could go. The conscious community now they took advantage. A lot of these guys taking advantage of religion, where they can have more than one girl. They really pimps, and then if a pimp see that, oh yeah, I could join the Hebrews and still be pimping and be a Hebrew. Yeah, this is how these niggas think, man. That's how you got niggas out here. You got the devil out here still, and the devil will infiltrate your organization and join your organization. And now he a pimp really, but he can have 5 or 6 wives, and he go on now he running some kind of scam and schemes. I'm telling you, man. So the devil infiltrate and take advantage and make the other people who really doing the shit and sincere about the shit, make them look like like bad guys too. And then they ain't really telling you. They really ain't telling you shit. They just really going back and forth on the shit that really was already put out. You know what I'm saying? We the only guys that putting out something new. They still saying we crazy. We put out the field trip to Mars, the field trip to Jupiter, because like Elijah Muhammad said, he went and he didn't go into he went into a little bit of it, because Elijah Muhammad didn't want to scare niggas off. They was already thinking he was crazy when he said about the mother plane, because they hadn't seen it, right? So when he started talking about, oh yeah, well, you got 9, like 12 planets. It's like 11 planets, and then it's like 9 planets that got life on them. You don't know about that. That's what that's Elijah Muhammad said. And then he said he went in to describe that these people live to be 400 and some years old, or 1200 and some years old, and they different from us, and they more primitive than us, but we are they superior. That's what Elijah Muhammad said. But niggas didn't really go into detail. Well, we could go into detail on that, right? Based off of what the master teacher left us when he talked about the Mars project. The Mars project is where Inky, Tahuti, and Mother Ninti, and I think Damkina got involved, and I think one more other guy, it might have been Nergal or somebody else that got involved on this Mars project when they was doing the atom, upgrading the Homo erectus to Homo sapiens, right? So in that process, it took about maybe like 400 to 600 years of them doing this slicing and thing. So, and they ran into problems before they got to the final product, right? They ran into problems on this upgrade, and a lot of those should I say prototype humans in between the process of Homo erectus to Homo sapien got left on Mars because Inky decided they fake, and Inky having a good heart, he let all of them live and just gave them a certain job to do based on their deformities. If you read the Holy Tablets, and like I say, for all you newcomers, if you want to read the Holy Tablets by Dr. Malachi Z York, is free in the links in the descriptions, right? Just go to the description, scroll all the way down, and you'll see the Holy Tablets free by Dr. Malachi Z York. You can read a lot of this stuff. It's like, gonna take you a while to read it, and a lot of that stuff, if you ain't really up to speed, you might have to read it 2 or 3 times, read the Holy Tablets 2 or 3 times to let it sink in. But like I say, we put tapes out to help you along. You know what I'm saying? But they ain't talking about Inky, and it ain't really too many people talking about this. You hear Billy Carson, and really, but that's pretty much it. I don't really hear nobody else talking about it in the conscious community that's Nubians. Mostly just about extraterrestrials, period. Pretty much, Billy Carson is the only one that I hear that, besides Pops and Elijah Muhammad and the people that's part of them organizations that's talking about it. But not many few people come out to talk about extraterrestrials, because they say, oh, you can't prove extraterrestrials because they hadn't seen one, right? But the thing is, you got to think about this. You can't think of nothing that don't exist. You can't think of nothing that didn't exist. You can't think of nothing that didn't exist. Now you can do the yabba dabba do like little bro did, and then say, oh yeah, well, and I gotta say, what's that? It's because, but once you tell me what it is, you just created it. You can't think of nothing. So when they drawing things down, when they making these movies and they drawing all these characters down, drawing them down from where? Listen to what you're saying. Drawing them down from where? When you draw something down, what are you pulling from? What are they pulling it from? So, and then like I say, a lot of them characters, your ancestors already recorded. A lot of the extraterrestrials they showing you in movies, your ancestors already recorded these extraterrestrials, like the Dogon people, like the Hopi. The Hopi people give us, really, because they're the same people, really. The Hopi and the Dogon are really the same people. Really. They just show you the ones that's mixed with Hoshin on TV, tell you these are Hopi. But they don't show you the dark skinned black ones, right? And most of them they, got rid of in some kind of way. And now they all of a sudden crayons. Yeah. The real Hopis. Now they all of a sudden crayons. The conscious community have failed us big time because we still behind. The children are suffering. They hadn't, why they didn't know why the conscious community failing us? Because they ain't studied the past. They didn't study the past. They ain't study what happened to the Black Panthers. They ain't study what happened to Malcolm X. They ain't study Elijah Muhammad and see how he was moving and see that he had his shit down packed today. It's a lot of infiltration going on, but Elijah Muhammad had the right format as far as do for self. You know what I'm saying? The message to the black man, even though he used the word black, but Elijah Muhammad knew the truth because he told Malcolm X, he said sooner or later I'm gonna tell you the true Muslim name. But Malcolm X went on try to he was a god, he was an heir, and he wanted to go off run by himself, and then want to listen to the older heir, and that's what got him took out. He went on ran along and said, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna go and put national laws and call myself Malik El Shabazz, and I'm gonna go around and talk to foreign governments." So you got to keep in mind, they don't want you talking to foreign governments. You got to keep that in mind. Jeff Ford they got him crossed up with Muhammad Gaddafi, and so they can get you talking about crossed up with a foreign government. That's terrorism. And then why you think that they in Florence, Colorado, a terrorist prison? It's not a prison for the stuff that they telling you. It's a prison for terrorists. Another thing, another person that you might not know that was in there for a while with Baba is Wayne Perry, the infamous murder game guy from Washington D.C. You know, Wayne. You don't know nothing about Wayne Perry though. Guns on your Tumblr, District of Columbia, right? He was in there 26 years. Inside of with Jeff Fort, right? With Larry Hoover. They consider Wayne Perry now. Wayne Perry could have been so at some point he was a devil. Based on the stuff they said that he did. But then now he's saying that he a Muslim now. And he talking about Allah and peace and all this. But now, and then he supposed to killed over 100 guys. Kill over 100 guys. Yeah, so he was like a terrorist as well. Because he was he was destroying a product. He like a guy that went in the store and started breaking all the product. You know, like, just taking nigga shit, throwing it out on the ground. So he came into the U.S. Corps, and then he in D.C. putting the murder game down. And he ended up getting Alpo really snitched on him. Right? People don't know. Like I'm telling you, got to in this game right now, you got to be versatile. You got to know all this stuff. And some people say, you might not have to. But when you're dealing with the youth, this type of stuff interests them. And then if you could talk to them about a little bit of that and switch up on them, hit them with some right knowledge, you can wing them in. This is what we doing. You wing them in. Because we dealing. Jesus was a real street nigga, man. I'm telling you, bro. And just back during his time. You know what I'm saying? During that time. So you got some niggas that gonna say, "Oh, well, Jesus ain't real." Well, I'm talking about Yahshua then, nigga, if you don't like Jesus. Okay. Oh, well, they wasn't no Yahshua, right? Then where they get them from then? Now we can go and say, "Oh, well, that's Haru." All right, then, nigga, Haru then, nigga. Right? Oh, well, no, his name Tammuz. Okay, all right, well, Tammuz then, nigga. Whatever name floats your boat. Some niggas just go, well, just the son, S-U-N, the son of God. Ra. Some niggas go into Ra, Amen. And then that's a whole nother person, though. That's Jesus' uncle. Amen Ra is Jesus' uncle. You want to get to it. And he was the son of God before Jesus. And the niggas paying homage to him right in the book Revelations chapter 3, verse 14. They say, and thus said the Amen. Now, if you ask anybody, average Christian, they're gonna say, "Oh, no, that's Jesus." Now, Jesus is the Amen. He's the Amen. Yeah, well, you can say that because if you're talking about the Son, yeah, you say, well, yeah, that's what we're talking about, the Son, the S-O-N. See how they play these games? What's the difference between S-O-N and S-U-N if you say it? Son and son. Sound like they trying to play us out of some kind of game, man. They're trying to play us. And it's obvious. What's the game on that, y'all? Son and son. Which one I'm talking about? The Son of God and the Son of God. That's what the ancient Egyptians said. And then when Yahshua or Jesus, like I say, whatever name floats your boat, when he came back in the town, this is from my religious guys. When he came back in the town, he was talking about he was God, and they wanted to stone him. So that sound familiar, because all the pharaohs was talking about they was God. So Jesus must got this God complex from ancient Kemet. Yeah, we could get into it. We can get into it. Yeah, so it ain't about no shit. That's what I was gonna tell you about what happened in France. That's what for I was looking at the comments. So that these French come over to because they know they got you on the impression that real magic happened. Like where niggas hold their hands up and they say abracadabra, one of these magical words, and some light, ball of light appear and all this shit. No, it ain't that simple. Nah, it ain't that simple. There are words and tones and frequencies you can hit to do certain things, like being visible and all that, but you ain't got that yet because you gotta be able to use more of your brain. A lot of people ain't got that yet. They still talking about religion. And they stuck on, well, what about the higher senses? What about your higher senses? And they talk about this in a subtle kind of way. And Paul kind of allude to the fact in 1 Corinthians chapter 15, I want to say, where he goes in talking about these spiritual gifts you got. So you kind of allude to the higher senses. Where you got this gift of intuition and all that. He goes into it, right there. So niggas don't like Paul, right? Because the master teacher said that Paul was a crook and Paul was a FBI agent, and we know that. Then once you get to the next school, he comes back to say, oh yeah, well, it's perspectives. It's just a perspective. Some people, because Paul, some people take Paul books, and that's where they preach. Really, the Christians, they follow Paul, and then Paul tell you in his own books who we worshiping, Jesus or Paul. Shit. But so did Paul right there? Did he? No, we ain't got to get into that. We ain't trying to make nobody pull the rug on nobody because we got some old heads in here that shout out God the King Baba Bulan Gun of Atlanta. Modern day Christians do not. Yeah, man. For the most part, I'm gonna tell you this about the my Black Hebrew brothers. My Black Hebrew brothers, they Christians coming into Hebrew. They really don't know. They really don't know a lot. Like there's a lot of brothers out there that's really going into advancing themselves and trying to get all the 613 commandments, and they really Coptic Christians. That's what they are, really. They Christians that keep the law. Now another thing. Oh, like I was saying, I didn't want before I got sidetracked. Damn. I gotta tell you about this part before we get out of here, and then we'll take some more questions. So the thing, another part of that is when the French come under the Spanish Inquisition to Hades to attack them. They knew alchemy, and they knew about certain plants, mixing certain plants together, like poison to make poison, hallucinating drugs, or they knew how to like about it's a bullfrog or a toad you can find that's poisonous. You can get the poison off that. You can get the poison from snakes, different things of that nature, and put it on the end of a dart or like an arrow. Right, and you soak the air. They soaked it as natives on different lands all over the planet. Before they soak these arrows or these darts in this whatever poison they got, and then when the enemy come on land, they shoot them with it. The enemy started hallucinating, like because you got some niggas that hit that shit and they see like elephants coming out the ground, and they saw a zombie jump off a building. Then they feel like they on top of the building. Like shit, niggas start going crazy when they fucking with some high dollar with that expensive shit. That's what I call it. That expensive shit. You going fucking with the shit, they gonna get you the mind fried. You know what I'm saying? So that type of shit, they know how to shoot it on a dart and hit niggas with that shit. And then once they hit their bloodstream, all these French, they start seeing like zombies. You go back and read the story. They say they saw like the dead come out the ground and come on, man, and attack them. Yeah, they could possibly they can just be something that was going on in their mind based on the being shot with that dart. And some of them probably got paralyzed. They got shit that paralyzed you, all that. And this go on all over the land. And at one point, the Tamahu, and we got to say it like that, the Tamahu, and keep in mind, when you say the word white, we're going to get into that in a minute. But the Tamahus used to come on some lands, and still to this day they can't even go on certain lands and without being shot. They'll shoot them. They don't even let them on land. You know what I'm saying? It's going on in some parts of the world still. They want to go there and film. So they come on the land, they get shot with a dart. They pass it out and fall into the water. Telling you, man. Yeah, so that's the now they call that witchcraft. They call that witchcraft. What witchcraft is it? Just knowing the land, knowing the mother nature. So witchcraft is it? You know what I'm saying? And the Spanish Inquisition called that witchcraft, or called that, because they were French, voodoo. Voodoo. And then it became Santo Dominguez, some other name, like witchcraft name. So, but it ain't witchcraft, it's alchemy that we taught in ancient Kemet, in the schools in ancient Kemet. And these people know the land. They know their own land. Everybody knew their own territory. They knew what trees was good, what trees was healing trees, what trees was the part of the Poison clan or the mafia, the plant mafia. You got the clan called the plant mafia, right? The ones that grow thorns, the ones that got poison, like poison ivy. So imagine if we knew what poison ivy was. Poison ivy grows over here, right? And you go get that poison ivy plant and then mush it up and make some kind of paste out of it. And then you shoot a nigga with that dart. Nigga start itching. You know what I'm saying? Itching and seeing shit. If you shoot them with too much of that shit, I don't tell them what's gonna happen. Shoot them with too much of that straight shot of poison ivy, what's that do to you? You gotta think about that. Yeah, see now that like the Indian word is a trick word too though. But the Indian word, but you gotta keep in mind there's perspectives. The Indian word could classify us. Now you might have some more that say it don't. Uh, but the Indian word could classify us. It's because the reason why those Moors are saying that it don't is because they missing the part. The part they missing is that those Indians from India came over here and mixed in with us. They were called Hindus. That's why all you niggas over here don't got straight up 9 ether hair. You got the 8, 8.5, 7, 7.5, right? And you people, by the way, you people calling yourself white. Keep in mind, there's no such people as white people. Now we can go into law and talk about free white man, free color. Free white man, what they call it. And you could, Africa can come over here and they have a North African come over here and have free white man on their passport or whatever. So they ain't dealing with color, or color of skin, because Booker T. Washington said in his book Up for Slavery that he viewed a guy come over from Africa or somewhere he came from, but he was dark skinned man, and he walked in a hotel that said all white during the Jim Crow or before the Jim Crow, where it said all white hotel, and he walked in to get a room and they turned him down. They said we don't give rooms to colors, and the dude said, "Man, I ain't colored, black Negro colored," and then he gave him his passport. It said free white man on it, white. So it stands to reason, like Booker T. Washington said, this ain't got nothing to do with the color of the skin. This got something to do with status. It's a status. It ain't got nothing to do with you. So all my white brothers, my patriot brothers out there, they think you white. Yeah, nigga, you ain't white. The niggas they call themselves white, dark blacker than us. They blacker than my hat. These niggas they call, and they hiding in Morocco. They was hiding in Morocco. At least the high table part of them is in the desert. They got a fucking palace right when you get to go into the Sahara Desert. They got a big ass palace. Then if you can make it today, they got another palace in the middle of the desert, underground. And people try to go look for it, but they never make it because they can't. They don't know how to get there without the guide. These boys got underground facilities in the middle of the Sahara Desert. These dark skinned suckers that look like us ain't us. Like I was telling, some of them niggas got them bug eyes too, like James Baldwin. He one of them. Spike Lee, one of them. I'm telling you, Spike Lee, one of them dirty Moors. I'm telling you, man. That's why he promote the black thing too. And the Malcolm X story, how he butchered Malcolm X story. And he was in on that Roots, on that slave, no, the 12 years of slavery, all that. Spike Lee is behind all that. He one of them short, dirty Moors, man. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, bro. I'm trying to see the comments. Yeah, so free white people, go look up free white people in a law book and then tell me what you think. It don't mean Caucasians. And if for you niggas that think you Caucasian, if you don't got blonde hair and blue eyes, you ain't no damn Caucasian. For all my so-called white guys, this ain't they Caucasians. You gotta have blonde hair and blue eyes. You got that? Well, then you ain't no Caucasian. You a mulatto, my nigga. You riding the boat with us. You got the one drop. There you go. So thank you. And thank you and help you. What they say, thank you and please. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. Yeah. So you got the one drop. If you got the all you Italians is off the Moors. You the children of the Moors. Yeah, you mulattoes. So you got gray hair, black hair. You know, you black Irish. It's called, black Irish is what they call some. You got some black Irish, and like I said, that word black, better be careful with that one. It's the same as the white joint. You know what I'm saying? It's just yeah, you got the one drop. So I got some of my peoples in here that be checking me out. They think they white because they skin white. Then you tell them to check the blood type, they type O. Come on, man. You in now I ain't gonna say the N word, but you in the same boat, man. Come on, man. You a mulatto. And then you got your people gotta, if you say you a Caucasian, your people gotta have that blonde hair and blue eyes, and they gotta come from a certain region, which is the Caucasus Mountains. Caucasians, Caucasus Asians. No, the mountain Caucasus Mountain is in Asia. So it's Caucasians. So so if you say you Caucasian, you from Asia, man. You ain't from here. Now you could say, oh yeah, well this is Asia too, because so they want to trick us. They want to trick us and make us think this wasn't Asia too or Africa too, right? Because you got to keep in mind it was a time where that land connected up in Russia and Alaska was connected. And they say Russia is Asia, but Alaska, oh, it was part of Asia at first, but now it's part of this other part. Man, these motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? They run this game. Like it's so many layers on top of layers. I mean, you probably say, fuck it, I'm gonna just get high and just drink lemonade and just go on vacation all the time. It's like, fuck this shit. Too much to peel apart. Yeah. Go look at it. Go look at the map and see that Alaska was connected to Russia. All right, and Alaska is connected to Canada. And Canada is connected to America, or what they call the United States. America is another trick word because they give you South and then North. Come on, man. That's all. Mexico, Central America is connected to America, man. Central America is connected to South America. Man, it's all one land, man. Stop playing, man. Come on, bro. Enough of the games. That's why I say the conscious community failed us. They ain't pointing out all this shit. Conscious community failed us, man. I'm telling you. They still talking on the organ and trying to fight over religion. They ain't. You got a few, the last of the scientists. They getting too old. We had a couple scientists that was out, and the niggas that was some niggas that was getting it. You know, that was potential. Had a lot of potential hydrogen. A lot of old heads that's starting to get too old now. We don't see no young cats stepping up, and a lot of the young cats they attacking. Like young Pharaoh, he was going after Elijah Muhammad and just going after all the ancestors. And now look at him, he look half crazy. I think he's trying to get back on now. He probably took the deal. Yeah, all the land is one, man. Just go look at that, man. So if Alaska is, like I say, Alaska is connected to Russia, and then that Russia go connect all the way to Asia, connect to Africa, right? So all this is one land. Even we ain't even got to go with the Pangerian theory, where all the land was one and separate. You can actually put it together like a puzzle and say, oh yeah, I see that too. But still, the shit's still connected. The shit is still connected. Come on, man. These people running fucking game, man. They running game. So don't come telling me about oh yeah. So when somebody say, oh yeah, we ain't Asiatics. And I heard the master teacher said, right? But the master teacher was still learning as he was going too. He was getting more information on it. But I'm saying some shit you could just look at as logical common sense. Okay, if Russia's Asia and that shit is connected to right there it's connected. These motherfuckers want to conquer and divide us. Berlin Conference. I mean, we can go all the way back. This is what Lucifer game is all about. Conquer and divide. But I mean, just common sense tells you if Russia is Asia and Russia is connected to Alaska, Alaska is United States, and it's connected to Canada, and then Canada's connected. Man, come on now, it's simple mathematics. I mean, a baby could put that together. That oh yeah, all the land still one. So when did it ever be not one land? Come on, man. Don't let them run this game no more. Don't let them run this game no more. All the land still connected. If you want it, you can drive to Africa right now. Because the Russians then rebuild that bridge, rebuild the bridge from Alaska to Russia. So you could drive to Africa right now. Probably take you a couple weeks, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Depending on how many miles it is. Yeah, you could drive to Africa, man, right now. You ain't got to fly no more. It's faster to fly. Yeah, man. Prince York, I don't know what happened to him. I think that time they said something about him. He was living down in Florida or somewhere. Uh, yeah, but Prince York got attacked, man, by the killer clowns was fucking with him, man. And people that maybe be in his own family, uh, like we'll say some names later when we put out that documentary. But yeah, he was Prince York stood out too much, and he was speaking up for his dad. So they attacked him and tried to get him off the streets, man. Pretty much. Sum it up. Yeah, man. Yeah, you could do greater than me, man. You can do greater than me, Michael, Judah, Israel, ISIS, Ryan, L. Yeah, you can do greater than me, man. This shit is light compared to what you could do. You know, it's light. You hear that? Light and light. Which one I'm talking about? Am I talking about both? Mine and mine. Remember, as in MINE or MIND. Which one I'm talking about? Or are they one and the same when you get down to it? Yeah, man. So you can't drive to Africa going east, but you could drive going west. As like the Russians then build that bridge to Alaska. Yeah, you can drive to Africa. They like all you have to drive up through to Canada, then through Alaska, and then shit, depending on what time of the year, because Alaska be cold up there most of the time. Then so you probably like the summertime, and then they built this bridge from Alaska to Russia. Now driving through Russia, niggas driving through Russia, you don't speak Russian, niggas don't really want to go. You know what I'm saying? Niggas don't really want to go drive through Russia and shit. Shit, I don't tell them what, you American? Shit. Yeah, but you can drive to Africa now, man. You can make a caravan to Africa. All I'm saying is I ain't leaving my land. This is my land right here. We standing on America, what they call in America. My people can't. My people. I got connections with Africa. We got connections with Africa, but this our land. We standing on. And the religious part about it, when Michael said, "Come out of her, my people," he not talking about the land. He talking about the system, Mystery Babylon. Come out of her. He said her. So he talking about this woman, this Mystery Babylon, the lady that said how many. He talking about a system. Come out of this system, this fast food, this where we can go. They pacified us to where we don't even know how to go fishing or go hunting or go grow our own food no more. That's what he talking about. He talking about the dollar and depending on the dollar, come out of that system, not the land. I'm telling you, man. Just want to make that clear because a lot of people they use that to say, "Oh yeah, we got to go back to Africa." Right? The master teacher, I think he might have even said they were gonna go back to Africa, but at that time, I think that he wasn't even on the Native American shit. And then another thing too, some people might need to go back to Africa or go because you're African over here, saying and you telling us don't wear feathers because and then but the truth of the matter is they wore feathers over there too. We the same people. The land is one. I just told you that. We all the same people, really. But some kind of way along the line, the devil stepped in to make us think that we was different. I'm telling you, you so-called white people, all y'all, same people. You mulattoes, you albinos. Canaan was Ham's son. Go read the book again. Leviticus chapter 33, verse 30. Where he said, curse the house of Canaan with leprosy, which means the leprosy, which means to turn white, and they got these red spots on their skin. And then the Canaanites still was Nubians. It just was white Nubians. So that's white Nubians. Canaan. And Canaan is being used right now by the Dirty Moors. Why? Because part of the Dirty Moors said that they were gonna be that they was gonna use them as servants. They use so-called white people as front man. So the real nigga that's running the scene, he look like us. He dark, but they ain't us, right? And then they use the white dude to come into your community to sell you insurance and all this, and they the guys that really own the shit. They call themselves black, black this or black that. They companies. They name they companies because they know that black is really it's a label. So they put it on the name of their companies, Black Rock. Go look up Black Rock, who's now buying up all rental properties, and they trying to buy all the houses up, and then they gonna only make you rent. You ain't gonna be able to own nothing. That's what they trying to do. That game ain't gonna work neither though, because they get ready to be put out of business. Black Rock. This ain't no Black Rock. This the Blue Rock, nigga. Go drive around in the ocean. This the Blue Rock. We already told y'all it, right? So stop playing. Cause they them black dark motherfuckers that hide in the desert, you know. And the conscious community, like you say, they failing us. It's a lot of shit they missing. If you still arguing religion, and while they got out, they didn't smuggle your gold. That's what the whole game was. They come over here and give you some Jesus and this and that, and now pay me some gold. Give me your gold. Cause we had a shitload of it now. We had a shitload of it. Still got a shitload of it. We the richest people on the planet. Thanks to Abu Bakr. Really thanks to Inky. Thanks to Inky. Yeah. Shout out Inky, man. Inky brought all that gold over here. Smuggle it. He says with that. I don't believe some of that. I don't believe that he smuggled that much gold to make the planet tilt to 23 degrees. Yeah, that's a lot of gold. When you move that much weight, just think about it, the planet is like a weight. So when you move a certain amount of weight to one area, I think that when Inky was moving that gold, he might have caused the poles to shift by moving all that weight to one area. This cut keep smuggling gold over here. So many tons, like millions of tons of gold, that would cause the planet to alter. If you take it from all this gold from one side of the planet to the other, that would cause the poles to shift. Which is why I told Ninja Gazeta, Tahuti, right? Murdoch's little brother, Inky's third son, had to come in and put weights. You call them pyramids. They weigh millions of tons. You know when you're driving a car and you go get your brand new tires on it, you put weights on it to make it when it gets to 60 miles an hour or so, where it won't shake. So keep in mind, Earth is spinning on its axis. They say 24 hours a day, 1,000 miles and 37 and 1/3, I think it was, miles per hour. So we're spinning at 1,000 miles per hour. Because if Earth is 24,000 in diameter and it takes 24 hours to make one turn on its axis, that stands the reason that we're going 1,000 miles an hour at least, right? Simple mathematics. Once you get the circumference, diameters, all that, we're gonna be going into a lot of this. Now, as we spinning, the Earth was wobbling when it got hit by Mothership Nuru. So in order to fix that wobble, they balanced it. How do you balance the tire? You put weights on it in strategic locations. You spin it, see where to a certain speed, and boom, then you place weights. That's what the pyramids really are. The biggest weight, the biggest pyramid is in America. It's 40 acres. It's a pyramid that's 40 acres. Now, for you people that ain't country boys and country girls, you might not be familiar with how big you're looking at an acre. An acre is nice size now. Most of you people used to living on lots and little lots and slots and corner spots, right? Now, if you're a country boy, the Jesuits that tape is gonna drop. The Jesuit tape is gonna drop with Joy Maxwell at 6 o'clock, right after this one. So we want to tune in for that too. It's gonna premiere that. The Jesuits are a secret priesthood, underground priesthood that say that they are soldiers for Christ. And pretty much the dirty side, because one hand washed the other. But the whole thing is dirty, really. But these Jesuits are like a secret military for the Vatican Church. And they the ones that really, pay attention to anybody that's a threat to that organization, and pretty much, what they do. But like I say, Jordan Maxwell gonna go into a little bit more, or who on the Jesuits, coming up at 6 o'clock tonight on the Young Elder channel. You want to tune in for that. It's gonna be a part 2. It's actually 2 parts to it. Each part is I think an hour long. So the first part gonna drop at 6 o'clock, and then the next part drop at 7 o'clock. So you want to tune in for that. And then we might come back at 8 or 9 o'clock with the zoo type tape to keep you going. So we can catch you back up. Shout out James Jones Bay, man. Shout out Yosef L Bay, man. Shout out that boy Sean. You know what I'm saying? Hey, everybody hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Like I say, also, if you're new to the channel, Young Elder got 8 books, right, that he wrote. I'm actually working on one right now that I'm probably trying to put a drop like in a couple weeks. If you want to get those 8 books, you will send a $50 donation to the Cash App, The Young Elder, or the PayPal, The Young Elder. Leave your emails in the links, and I'll send you the 8 books in a PDF form for a $50 donation to the Cash App. You want to get those 8 books. We got the Orion Group, the Ascension Manual. That's the hot one, right? We got the Galactic Family of Life, the Language of Birds book, the Language of the Birds book, right? We got the Dream Scroll, which teach you how to sleep and how to astral travel and how to, control your dreams, become a lucid dreamer, right? When you can control your dreams to create your own reality. You can go to sleep and create your own reality. Like a lot of people, if you're in a bad reality, you can actually go to sleep and be a lucid dreamer and be rich on the other side. You could be rich in your dreams on the other side. And then once you get good enough for lucid dreaming on that side, you can actually pull that to this side. you can actually pull your dream world to this side. So that we talk about this in the dream scroll on how to do all this, right? And we got a couple classes on it too in the Ascension Manual playlist. And we're probably gonna do another class on that, go into more details on the dream world. Is the dream world real? Yes. Is the dream world a physical world? Yes. What is your definition of physical? Is it height, width, and length? Do you have height, width, and length in your dreams? Then it becomes the question. Do you have color? Then it becomes the question. And all this is yes, yes, for a lot of you. Unless you're a dog, or unless you're a certain type of being that aren't supposed to be here, and you only can dream in black and white, if you even dream. Yeah, but you want to get that book, The Dream Scroll, I go into all that. And I'm probably have to do a class on it. I'm gonna start doing more classes on my books. A lot of stuff we already got out in sequence, you know. But yeah, the conscious community, to answer the question, the conscious community have failed us, right? They all the guys that's really got the right shit, they shun them because it's a lot of demons in the conscious community. The demons have infiltrated the conscious community, and they are up in the conscious community now. They want to still promote religion and all this game and this shit, so they can, and then they want people to follow and they want followers. I don't want no followers. Don't follow me. Help me out. Walk with me. If I say some shit that you think, oh, you can prove wrong, then do a tape on it, and then I take. If you can prove me wrong, I'll take what you said, because I ain't got no pride. I ain't high. Everything I say is that's the bottom line. Nah, nigga, I'm a God, so you is. So you a God too. Don't try to stone me for saying I'm God, right? That's all I'm saying. We could do what I do. If you could do what I do, do it, and do it better, right? Take what I got, run with it. I ain't come. We ain't never said bow before us. Go read Revelations chapter 22, verse 8. We said, "Get up, I'm your fellow servant." That's all this going on here. On that note, we out, man. Peace. Wadu.